In this video, we're going to be multiplying fractions by whole numbers. Now the first thing we have to do is we have to convert this whole number into a fraction. And we do that by putting this as a fraction and putting 1 at the bottom, or 1 as the denominator. Now the reason why is we can also see this in terms of a long division, where we would have to ask ourselves, how many times does 1 go into 3? And that's 3 times, right? 3 times 1 would be 3. So putting a 1 underneath it still continues it to be the same number, it just turns that into a fraction. So once we have that information, we can just multiply across. Now whenever we multiply fractions, we are multiplying straight across. So 3 times 2 would be 6, 1 times 5 would be 5, so our answer is 5 over 6. Moving on to the next example. So again, our trick for turning this 18 into a fraction is just to put a 1 at the bottom, and then we're going to multiply it by 8 over 12. Now there's a couple tricks that we can do to make this multiplication a little bit easier, because 18 times 8, that's going to be a big number, and then dividing that by 12 would be a little bit tricky. So what we can do is we can actually simplify. Since we're multiplying across, I can simplify this fraction on the right first, and I know that 8 can be divided by 4, and so can 12 be divided by 4. So what we would end up having is 18 over 1 times 8 divided by 4 would be 2, 12 divided by 4 would be 3, and so we can even simplify this more. Now there's a trick that we can do that if we have a number at the bottom, whatever is across from it, we can still divide as long as we do the same number. So I know I can divide 3 for this one and 3 for 18. Another way to see it is that whenever we are multiplying fractions, we are just putting the two numbers at top as one fraction and then the two numbers at the bottom as one fraction with a multiplication sign in it. And with that, we can do something called the commutative property, meaning that we can actually flip the values and put them in the other spot. And if that's the case, I can do that for the top but not the bottom. And I can just simplify the two numbers at top. It's a long-winded way of saying, as long as you divide one number at the bottom and one number at the top, you can use it there. Now getting back to our question, we divided 18 by 3, so that's going to be 6 over 1 times 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now we just multiply the two top numbers, which will be 12, two bottom numbers, which will be 1. Again, remember that 1 at the bottom is the same as the whole number, so that means that our answer will be 12.